Good morning, hello. And it's a new week. Happy Monday. So I unplugged and replugged in the microphone today. So let's see if we can get a full stream with it, or if maybe it still breaks. I'm a little bit concerned about the cable. I'm even more concerned about the connector into the microphone. So hopefully it's just the cable. I don't have another cable to test with that yet, though. All right, so I vaguely remember that we were doing debalancing stuff last time on Friday, and then I think that's. Did we get all the tests to pass? Um, oh no, it's the pattern stuff. We need to work on patterns. That's what we need to do. Well, let's work on tests first, which means I keep on dropping my other mouse, which is having lots of little noise in it when it rattles around, which is not usually the best sign. Okay, so patterns. We need to work on where do I want to put this? Probably up here, maybe. So I want this to be, let's just do testing stuff. So all right, so I don't think we're not worrying about that right this second. We'll worry about the accessibility for well, I guess I create accounts already in there. I'll worry about those after I get the functionality working. Okay, so here's create account. Oh, there's no Zilby here, so let's turn that off. Pika, hello. How are you doing today? Well, that's not good. Okay, so we can create an account that's failing on all three browsers. Let's see. So yeah, that got triggered, and then also it doesn't know about the button. I wonder, do I need to? Do I need to recompile trunk locally? I think so, right? Maybe I do. Let's try it. You're currently deep in the JS database rabbit hole. How many JS databases are there? I don't really remember looking too many of them up. Like there's databases that run in a browser. I remember that. But I never really use them. Oh, not databases run in JS. Okay. Connecting to J Okay, so basically connecting to databases in JS. Which type? Are like okay, ORMs, query builders and such. Which type are you looking for? Like SQL, NoSQL, caching. Last time there was only like 3. The one I keep on pulling out, it's not an ORM, but connects. I keep on using connects. And then I know that there were the ORMs that I was aware of, which is like what you're saying, like only 3 of them or so. They were using connects behind the scenes too. All right, so you're still failing. So I wonder if it's too slow or if it's not really typing. Let's check this out. Yeah, that's definitely a problem. Must be an email and required. That is an email and it's there. Oh, I put a pattern on this. Did I put a pattern on the? Yeah, there's a pattern on both. Okay, well that would do that. So let's try splitting this to the right. There's this new thing called pronunciation. Okay, so there's this new thing called casely, casely. Basically, a more modern version of connects. Oh, interesting. Well, that might be interesting to play around with. Oh, I need to recompile it in here, don't I? Yes, yes, yes. I know. You're going to fail. Let's try again. It's still pretty new. There's not much resources around it, but from what you've read, it's pretty good. Interesting. I wonder so if it's just replacing connect, so it's that spot that's like a query builder not quite there to an ORM, but has like make things a lot easier. And you can do stuff in code, which is also nice. That would be interesting to sort of play around with, look into. Okay, so I've got all these things working. Let's actually for each time that I do a major change, that was over here. Okay, so removed pattern we were testing with. Might use that, but he may not use TypeScript at all, to be honest. Growing pretty bored of it. I guess one thing you could do to make TypeScript interesting is attempt to implement some of the patterns from other languages, like Rust or something else inside of TypeScript. So like, okay, how do I like return options, instead of just return something that can be null. Something that like you yourself you like create types that force you to uh handle them. It's a lot more code, but I haven't really decided if the benefits are outweigh the costs. I did it once, and I didn't implement it in production, but I did show some coworkers the patterns that we can do, and some of them were coming from other functional languages, so they were excited about the possibility of doing it, but then things happened, and we never actually moved that move forward with it. Oh, but if you want to pick up another language, then obviously do that. Okay, so we have you. We want a pattern, so that's this next thing. Cannot create a password that doesn't match the requirements. So no, the rustaceans. What happened? All right, so the email should be good in here, and then the password should show a failure. Oh, you're getting pulled to the Rust side. I mean, you don't have to. Do you want me to argue for a different language? Choose a language, and I'll tell you why I think that it could be good to learn. Of course, if you choose one that I don't really know anything about, then it's going to be a very generic argument. Third floor draft. Hello. Everything evolves into the crab, though. Okay, so yes, that it worked, which is wrong. Let's do SQL. Well, I mean, obviously you should learn SQL. You want to be able to handle databases and do everything else like that. And even if you're using query builders or ORMs or something else, knowing SQL allows you to debug infinitely easier and better. So everybody should learn at least a little bit of SQL. Now, probably shouldn't do SQL as like the main language. That should be like a language on top of something else. It's a salad. It's a side dish. You learned more SQL from math rather than programming. That's interesting. I never really like did that much math and programming. I did the bare enough to like be able to do a computer science degree, and then didn't get far enough in a computer science degree to actually need it. At least as far as I can tell. Like the math was my favorite part. All of like the Java and other stuff was just like no, and so I dropped out. Okay, so right. Pattern. Pattern, pattern, pattern. Where am I? I'm right here. Okay, so we can pull in an optional pattern, which can be an option. You'll have to be an attribute value. It was the math that barred you from computer science. Learned way more on your own in the end. See, it's super interesting because math was my weakest point up until then, and then it just suddenly like clicked and was working for me. It was the weirdest thing where it's like, this is easy. Um, I had never experienced that before as like like learning that actually just worked. But then Java hit me and it's like, nope, nope, not easy. But that's probably more of how they were teaching it than the actual like content. I probably would have been fine if I had a really good teacher. Okay, so I have this pattern here. Now I want to be able to use this pattern inside of here. So if I do something like pattern equals something like that, you know, what happens? Oh, I need to recompile. You had that moment too, learning diffraction and shader scripting. Math clicked and realized you had the worst teachers imaginable. I think that happens way more often than people think. Okay, good. I don't have a pattern showing up here, so now I can add it in when I want to, and it won't always be there unless I really want it to be there. Yeah, my aunt taught uh math to adults. So she did that for the longest time, which is okay, so like teach adults the math that they should have learned in high school uh and college, but didn't because they had terrible teachers that just destroyed their ability to learn or like do anything in school. And it's really interesting how a teacher that actually cares about you learning and like does what they can to unblock you and to like get things going is so much better. And it just shows that like teaching itself is I think a lot of people think like, okay, you do that when like you you just like, you love the thing or you're really good at math, so you should teach it. And it's like, no, you need to be good at teaching to teach it. I would rather have a teacher that didn't know the thing than someone trying to teach that didn't know how to teach. Either get Archimedes or some random ass math teacher. There are no in between. The thing is that if you don't know the topic as a teacher, there are tricks that you can do to be able to teach something you don't know. It there's so many different little ways you could do it. Okay, so I want something like this. So we need to look up how the pattern works, which if I remember correctly, um, we have MDN input pattern. I believe that it's just a JavaScript regex. Yeah, regular expression from controls value should match. The U flag is specified when compiling the regular expression so that the pattern is treated as a sequence of Unicode code points instead of ASCII. No forward slashes should be specified around the pattern. Interesting. Best I found, be involved in solving with the students, ask them the questions, get them to add into the discussion, make it an accomplishment that is shared. And then also make the students teach. So you can have the students teach the teacher as much as possible, and will that will like make things amazingly fast for learning. On top of that, you get to reward them with like extreme praise every time they like teach something, which is that's always nice to be praised and recognized for learning something. Okay, so okay, regular expressions. It's been a while since I've done. I guess like I don't know if this is a complicated regular expression or not. What's what are any of your favorite regular expression builder slash like testing websites? I know there's a few of them out there that you can just throw something into and test it out. Uh oh, sorry about that. Regexer.com. I think I used this a long time ago. I know, bad Nightbot. I should enable this one. Oh, but I have to relog in. Okay. Spam protection links. Okay. Uh, regexer is now an allowed domain, so you can share it again, and it should just let you go through. All right, so let's try this. So if I want, what's the password that I was gonna use here? Oh, I was just gonna use a random word. Okay, well that would definitely do it. Okay, so let's put you over there. You go over here. Interesting. They're using the U flag for Unicode. So let's see, test. So this would be something like I want obviously to catch that. Okay, so minimum 8 characters, 3 of the 4 types of characters. So these are basically lifted straight from Auth0. So I want to use theirs. So A through Z. So like I want any number of lowercase characters is okay. So if I remember correctly, I can do A through Z like that. And that does U. And so then there's, how do I, nope, nope. Oh, there's the cheat sheet. I want, right, that's not. Oh, what comes first? Is it lowercase a or capital A? I can do that too. So hello. It's like A through Z. A through Z. Yeah, there he goes. Okay, so A through Z. So capitalized first. tests. Oh, that's cool. So like, hello. Or should match. Should not match, I think. Okay, so then I want is the number of that goes before it or after? So I want any number of that, or is it the other side? I can't see the cursor. Okay, so any number of that. So let's see. Okay, so any number of that, but then also that's A through Z, A through Z, 0 through 9. Um, oh, word digit or white space. So I could do \W too. And then that's special characters too. If I do \W, that works. So how about so I want something like this. This should pass. Let's say we only use these. Actually think that I should double check because maybe Auth0 has some password requirements already in their docs. Okay. Well, let me see if I can log into Auth0 and take a look at. Let's see, where is it? In the database that I'm using. Password policy. Okay, so special characters. Okay, so we need non-empty password, must have a minimum of 8 characters in length, lowercase and uppercase and numbers, and special characters then has a list of those. That is correct. Okay. And so let's see, if I do something like we have nope, I want everything but the semicolon. So that We want numbers and special like that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so this is over 8. So I want greater than 8. I don't want only 8. And then I want these specials too. Can I put you in here? And then also we could just throw in oh, interesting that it doesn't have parentheses. I'm pretty sure parentheses would work. But okay, fine. I'll not to you, not to you. Okay. That's not bad. That's selecting all those. And then I want a minimum of 8. Oh, and then these are groups of 3. So wait, I can use this for to hold X or more, right? Oh, you don't like that at all. What's my error? Nothing to repeat. Oh, that's repeated. Okay. Never mind. I want something or more. Okay, so 0 or more, 1 or more, 0 or 1. Oh, can I do like plus 8? Oh, between 1 and 3. Exactly 5, 2 or more. That's what I want to do. So instead of the star, we want 8 like that. And this isn't long enough. But of course, even if it was long enough, that should... Oh, okay. So it's grabbing, like, it doesn't matter what it is as long as there's the right number of them. And I want each character... Oh, there's a whole bunch of character classes in here too. Okay, so that's one we're using. Then there's the not any single character. I'm going to have to use or. I wonder if I'm going to have to use or. So it's almost like I want that or one of these. You get thrown into a that, and I want 8 or more. It's still passed. Oh, but can I put a minimum of those? How I think that would wait, be what? Plus for one or more? Not plus. Oh, it is plus for one or more. I was hoping that this would, unless I need to do something like this. That still passes. I could swear that they had some suggestions. Back? Examples. So that's 0 through 9 repeated 3 times, I think. 3 of those. Oh no! Your electricity went kapoof. Well, that's not good. One of the lights burnt out? Yeah, that sucks. We're good now. That's good. Oh, wait. So maybe what I want is I want to do a word. So slash word or what's parentheses? Oh, that's a capture group. I don't think I want one of these things. I would think it's going to be one of these, right? So it's going to be slash word. That 8 or more. But then I need these to have a minimum. So, or not exactly what I was going for. Okay, so okay, so 4 digits there. Oh, backslash b indicates or slash b indicates a boundary. Do not start matching in the middle of a word. Oh, we probably want that. D indicates a digit 4 times. B indicates another boundary. Do not end matching in the middle of a word. Okay, so I want BB. So you go into there, and then so we're going to have like a slash word with a minimum of 8 times. So that's matching there. Trying to match the password. So, I grabbed. Oh, I added some in here. I added these parentheses in. That's what it was. So I took the special characters that Auth0 gave me, and then I just basically added a few extra ones that it seems to be okay with it. And I want to match those so that way we can see like, hey, is the password good or bad? Or do I not care and I just allow it to happen regardless, but I need a minimum of one special character at least. I'm not exactly sure how I want to capture that there was it's 3 of the 4 types of character. Oh yeah, 3 of 4. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4. So like one here, one here, one here. And that's taken directly from OWASP has something. Yeah, I know it is a pretty it's not fun to do. Maybe OWASP has something for me. Okay, so password requirements. So password length. Uh, Minimum length of the password should be enforced by the application. Password shorter than 8 characters, so 8 or longer. Maximum password length should not be set too low, 64 at the lowest. I believe, I I think that's what. Well, I should probably set it to 64 because I don't know what Auth0 is going to handle. So like that might cause problems. Do not truncate the passwords. I'm certainly not going to. Allow usage of all characters, including Unicode and whitespace. There should be no password composition rules limiting type. Okay, so I need to just any character whatsoever. Well, if it's any character whatsoever, then I just need to check to see if it's minimum of 8, maximum of 64. I mean, so in that case, I just need any character. And what was that? That was like \C, right? So that would be something like, okay, so BB C 8 to 64. Oh, I was hoping that the C would work for that. I thought C was any character. That must be wrong. Or was that control? Is C control? Matches any character that is not a word character from the basic Latin alphabet. Oh, so /W. So I can use W and W, those two. Hold on, can I just do that? So can I say W or W? No, that did not work. What if I don't do that? That doesn't work either. Oh, that's because W doesn't match any of those things. Okay, so now wait, now I'm getting. Let's just go back to text. So wait, that's just matching those? What about you? Minimum variety? Yeah, and well, it sounds like I don't actually need to sounds like I don't need to do that because Auth0 is suggesting OWASP as the recommendation. So I should probably change the rules to like what OWASP recommends, which is basically just, hey, have at least one of these and then you're good to go. Because here, that if I attempt to create an account, let's see, minimum. Oh, yeah. Okay, password. So if I just do something like so that's 8 plus a single exclamation point. Okay. Let's see if I can remember the password long enough to log in as it. Nope. Now you know my secret password that I just used. Let's see, what is this? This was minimum. Okay, so that's working. Let's go ahead and delete that account. Okay, so I don't need the minimum variety. Auth0 will work, and as long as Auth0 works, that's all I really care about. So I just need one of. I just need something of these. I don't think I need to use a capture group. And I wish that there was better examples in here because I trust the MDN stuff a lot better. How about you? Or do you have any good examples? So that's phone input. Does regex per have any like pre-builts? Community patterns. So the literal top second from the top. Password validation. Elaborate. Oh, I forgot what I was saying like 4 seconds ago. So at least eight characters must contain at least one uppercase letter, one lowercase letter, and one number. Can contain special characters. So this is starting at capture groups. So lowercase. So if I throw this in here, okay, so this is, positive look ahead. Matches a group after the main expression without including it in a result. Matches any character except line breaks. Matches 0 or more of the preceding thing, and then digit. So this is, so I probably want to replace this with a B and B, so it goes from the beginning to the end. Except, why isn't this matching? Because you're a GM? Ah, okay, there we go. What are you upset about? The expression took longer than 250 milliseconds to execute. Okay. There we go. All right, so this is working. So if I replace this with the begin and that with the end. Oh, it doesn't like that. It doesn't like that as the boundaries. Interesting. Okay, so we'll stay with begin with this. I haven't really done much with look aheads. I should learn regex, like look ahead type regex stuff. I've always done just look more simple. Yeah, so we want to do pause look at matches a group after the main expression without including a result. And so that's repeated over here. So we have these for digits, lowercase, uppercase, lowercase, and uppercase. Can contain special characters, 8 or more, any character except line breaks. I kind of feel like it should be something like Z to, no, A to Z. A to Z like that. And then I don't need you, right? So any digit, which then, can I do this as just a word? Which means I don't need you. Stacking, hello. You see regex, but you're out before you have a panic attack. Sorry? And I want 64 at the most. I mean, I think this will work. This is a lot simpler than their recommended password one, but I think what this is doing is it's saying, okay, we are going to match any number of characters as long as they are alphanumeric. So A through Z lowercase, A through Z uppercase numbers. And we're going to match any characters at all. Now, if I'm going to do this, just like thinking about it from a programming point of sense, if I'm saying any characters plus any alphanumeric characters plus any characters, then wouldn't it just be that? Then you don't deny the bad passwords. I guess like that's the thing is looking at OWASP's cheat sheet is denying the bad passwords. Minimum password length has to be 8. Maximum, I'm allowed to set it to max of 64, which is common due to hashing, like hashing problems. No truncating, usage of all characters, ensure credential rotate. Okay, so that's not my thing. So password strength meter. Okay, that would be nice to have. MVP, I'm not going to include that for right now, but that would be good for us to eventually put into it. And then that's it. Can't we just use Chat GPT like a normal person? There's a very few times that AA was made for. It's a good question. We can use Chat GPT. Also, I found that Find can work with this too. Blame the bad password to the user. I mean, I think OWASP is really talking about, let's see. At one point in time, when I was working as a sysadmin, I did read the OWASP requirements because I had a requirement to do that. But then I've forgotten a lot of it. I do remember that they switched over to this in order to be as compatible with password generators as possible. And that means they just removed a lot of their requirements. Like, this is almost nothing. Like these are the two things that they're really saying. It's like any character, minimum number of characters, maximum number of characters. Like that's it. But then they do recommend password strength meter. I love the name that. Okay, so this is in TypeScript. Okay, so they have a demo. So user input separated by a comma. Score 0 of 4. 2 of 4. Oh, probably because it got to 8 characters. Score 4 of 4. Okay. If I do this, oh, that's not. I don't know what this is for. I mean, this could be nice. Does this work? I hope this works with WebAssembly. If it does, then we can just run this in the browser. We can throw this into the component library. So creates version is 222. Okay, so if let's create a component for this. So I'll create, let's add you. Password strength. So after a long time and looking through OWASP and their requirements, basically my pattern matching is minimum number of characters, maximum number of characters, and that's it. There's nothing else that we need to worry about because any character should be allowed. Uh, there is a requirement of OWASP. And OWASP is not English. That is a website that's made. Is it OWASP.org? It's a security website. Who runs it? The Open Worldwide Application Security Project. So it's basically an open security thing. And I do remember it's referenced a lot in different requirements for like security stuff. And there's it was like OWASP. So they have a OWASP cheat sheet for password. Authentication cheat sheet, and that brings us over to here. And so this OWASP is referencing. I I don't I don't know what they're referencing exactly. Does it say where they're getting it from? No, it's like comes from a lot of different places. And what we found looking into this is that when controlling what types of passwords you can create, it's very, 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 very simple. It's we don't want to prevent any good passwords by stopping any characters or by setting what characters you can use because we might accidentally miss characters. And so therefore it's better to say every character is allowed and then minimum maximum. And that's it. But then also include a password strength meter. So we're taking a look at that right now, and it looks like there is a password strength meter created in Rust. XZXCVBN, which is literally just the bottom left row of the keyboard. So that's fun. Okay, so I pulled that in here. I think that I want to use. We're gonna want to create a new component for this. This will probably be in. Wait here. I'll just open up Helix. Let's create this under source. This is probably going to be an element. It's just like a single thing. So elements, and then password strength. It should pop up soon saying that like, hey, nothing, yeah, file not included module tree. So I can fix that by adding you. I want to write all. I am definitely going to need a properties. We're going to need the password. It's going to be an attribute value. I don't know if I need anything else though. All right, so this will be a BB password strength. All right, so we'll do this to begin with, and let's pull it down under create account. Underneath this HTML, right under our password, it's right here. I probably need a div for this. Okay, so I'll pull in password strength. Now you need a password to pull in. So I need this password. Which means I need the on, I do need the on input to emit out. Okay, so I do need an on input. Client-side validation, yes. It's super important to have client-side validation and server-side validation. Now I'm using Auth0, right? So they're my server sides. They're doing server-side validation for me. But client-side, that's up to me. Let's do on input. I can do this as an option, but I kind of want to do this as just a callback. And you're going to be an attribute value going back. So you can be that. Why waste our resources checking something the client can easily do for free? Is how I teach the juniors. Of course, like, servers are expensive. Compute time is expensive. Unless you want, like, that coming out of your paycheck, you're going to be having the client do all the work for us. Think smarter, not more expensive. But I can come up with a way to argue that you'll get a whole bunch of non-technical people really excited about it. Okay, so we want on input. Oh, I even have this on input. I just didn't remove it. It's like on input. Oh yeah, we were using this. So I just need to also grab this out. So clone that out, and then in here, we'll just say props on input, emit, and then we have input value. And into that. Now you're moved, right? Move value. Ooh, but I've already turned it into there. So really, why do you do that? I want attribute value from that. Okay, so you become that, then don't need it into anymore. You become a clone, and then you become, I don't need a clone even. Okay, so you're happy over there. So over here, uh, right. I need the password. So on input, we need so password input. Oh, but it's not going to be that simple. I need to store the password that we're doing. So that's going to have to be. Oh, sorry, I hit the microphone with my hand. So password state. Throw an attribute value in there. Oh, right. They have no new. So I have to do something like that. Okay, so then you're an empty attribute value. You're an empty attribute value. We have, okay, so password input. Clone you here. Toggle bit rating with a party of 132. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Raid and run. You need some foods. Well, thank you again for the raid toggle bit, and have a good foods. I think it's what is it? Dinner for you? Have a good lunch, dinner, or whatever it is. Raid cat. Sylvia's not here though. I don't want to like immediately just leave and say like, hey, bye, thanks for the raid, bye. I need to go find a cat. So maybe in a little bit we'll convince Zilby to come down. But Diablo D3, hello, how are you doing today? How was Toggle's stream? What was he working on? I mean, I've been seeing on his Discord that he's not working on the main app. It was like sort of other things happening. Smiling Big, hello. Oh no, he is working on his TUI. Okay, so he is working on that. Maybe that was just this weekend that he wanted to just do something else, or maybe last week. But nice, awesome. It's yeah, that TUI feels like he's getting really close to being in a really good place and being done with it. Okay, 1 to 2 streams a week. Yeah, but Tug also does a really long streams. I do short streams. Fridays are usually freestyle. Okay, that's what that is. Also, hello Scott. He was trying to learn how graphics programming works the other day. It was an attempt. Oh, that's why there was so much discussion in his Discord about WGPU, right? That makes sense. I have not done anything with that at all. I thought it would be interesting if he actually was going to go into Axum, because then I could have shown up and said like, hey, I know Axum. I know you. We can talk about that. All right. So what we're working on here, more Rust stuff, but instead of TUI stuff, it's all web stuff. So things to go into a web browser and the such. And but Axum is evil. Oh, Arcane, hello. I don't think it's evil. Axum is fine. The Axum of evil? It's a bit of a stretch. Temporus, you are a member of the Axum of evil. Okay, no, it's great, but middleware with extractors is always a bit tricky. It is. It's a little bit better now, and I'm hoping they continue to improve it and make it improve it, get it better, and then things will be even better than that. I don't know. That's a weird. That's I don't know what I was trying to say, and therefore it came out not too great. But anyways, yeah, I think the extractors state has improved things. You can now do an extractor and like grab state out pretty easily. Uh, but then there's like the difference between like tower extractors and custom extractors, and the Axiom extractors are so much easier to create than a tower extractor, at least in my opinion. So I always just go there because I don't really care if anybody uses anything else. So what is Axiom anyways? Isn't it just a request router slapped on top of Tokyo and Hyper? I guess like yes, but the a better way, in my opinion, to state it would be just to compare it directly to other backend frameworks. So let's just say it's Express for Rust, um, or something like that. What's the other one? There was for Python, it's Flask. It's just like Flask. Um, it's basically just a server. You can do all sorts of other stuff with it if you want, but you have to sort of wire it up yourself. I heard a thump upstairs. I thought Zilby might be coming down, but I think he went up. Perhaps one day we'll have Spring for Rust. I was really hoping that Rocket was going to be the Spring for Rust, but I'm a little bit hesitant with Rocket right now because there's only a single developer, and the developer has taken several breaks within the last, the entire length of the project, and during those breaks, there's no movement on it because there's only one person that is in control of that repo, and therefore nothing can happen to it. So it's hard for me to recommend that project. So why would I use it instead of a semi-complete framework like Leptos? Well, Leptos is more. Well, I mean, I guess it like does both front end and back end, but doesn't Leptos use essentially Axiom behind the scenes? I haven't looked into it too much, so I don't. I'm just going based upon what I've read, which I may be mixing up with other things. You hated Spring in Java. So many great frameworks in Java that were anti or post Java, but Spring ain't one of them. I mean, that's the thing is like when we have enough of these, we can just use like you have the flavors that match for you and your style. And I think that's really what's important for it. Okay, so Leptos has an Axiom integration. You just want a solid security framework so it doesn't rely on you and your knowledge. That's yeah, it's nice. Like things like Express, things like Axiom, things like Axios. No wait, Axios no. What's the other Rust one that's now my brain is getting all of the everything all mixed up together. Not Axios. Ac- ah my brain is like I have like an image of it, but not words of it, which is not helpful, of course, to you. All of those are based upon like you do a lot of work to sort of like make it work. Actics. The problem is that they're all A. It feels like, which makes it really hard for my brain. And I'm like A, and then just random A starting thing like auto completes in my brain. Yeah, yeah. So anyways, if we get to something like, well, Java's Spring, Ruby's Rails, PHP's Laravel, then those include security for us. And so we don't really have that yet in Rust, at least yet to a point that I'd be willing to recommend one. I think there's a few projects that are sort of like working on it, but we have to wait for a bit. All right, so What are we working on? We have a LMS that we're building, so it's for creating tutorials and all sorts of other fun stuff. And we're specifically working on the creating an account. So we've got all the tests passing for this so far, but what we're missing is the just to make sure that the password is passing like OWASP requirements, which is not OWASP. It's they have the cheat sheet for it. It's I forget the name of the organization that sets like, oh, this is like these are good minimum requirements, which this is not, by the way. I need to remove that. I need to change that because this is actually old and not correct. I can do that. I need to finish writing this though before I can do anything else. So for password requirement type stuff, one of the things that we just sort of realized today is the requirements are pretty simple now, to the point where you barely even need regex. You need minimum of 8 characters as like a hard, like, front end and back end require, validation. You are allowed to do a maximum, so a maximum of 64-bit, and then any character. Don't worry about anything else. But then use a feedback system to show how good the password is. And we found one that's in Rust, and so we want to try to set that up. So currently, I need to get the event from the password input field. So this is going to be the password, and I want to do something with it. So in this case, let's just we'll just log it. Which obviously we will not keep in here forever. Okay, so if I have that goes into password input, and then you're upset down here because I need to, on this password strength, here I'll do password equals something like that. And then on this BB input, I want to use on input password input. Let's see. I missed a bunch. We're talking about spring still. Okay, so we still have an error. Console? So Glue doesn't know how to deal with password because it needs to be a JS value, which I can as stir it. I can toString it. That should work. Then you need type annotations. So this is an attribute value. There it goes. Okay, everything is compiling. Hopefully it should be good. So in here, if I type into password, here's my giant password strength. That's cool. The component just has an H1 in it. So we're using U for the front end framework for this, which is all written in Rust. So pretty much like 99% of the project is all Rust. So if I just type in something like that, all right. So we get all that stuff in here. Great. Now I want to shove that into the state, so that way I can then throw that into the password strength. Otherwise, because I don't really know what happens inside this password strength there. Otherwise, we'll have to do some fun stuff. Oh, my watch says that my day started. It looks like I'm awake an hour and a half after I woke up. Nice. Okay, so I have that. I want to move that password state in here. Let's do password state. I'm going to set you to be this password. Now I'm a little bit worried about refreshes. Okay. You're not causing the screen to refresh or everything to re-render. So then I want to take that and throw in to this password. The dereferenced password state. Oh, I have to clone it. So it's deref clone. So the attribute value that I have is cheap and easy to clone because it's a smart pointer. Your password strength, so that's not really helpful. Over here, I have the password strength. Let's call, I need to call that thing, that function, and pass it in that password. Chat sounds like it knows a lot of Rust. Now chat. How Rust GraphQL? Oh, Pika, do you need to use GraphQL with Rust? I've been doing, this entire project uses GraphQL. But I think you saw that, right? You've seen how I do that. Okay, so ZXCVBN. I've already did an add to it. What do I have access here? Okay, it takes a password string and optionally a list of user supplied inputs and calculates the strength of the password based on entropy using a number of different factors. So it sounds like that's what I want. So then in here, let's do let strength equals x. We'll have the password, so that's going to be, is that a string? It's a stir. Okay, so we'll do props password as a stir. What was the other thing? User inputs, which can be just an empty array like that. Oh, right. You're going to use it to make the API. Right. I remember now. I am using Rust as the client for GraphQL. I am cheating and not creating an API at all for GraphQL and using Hasura to do it for me. Oh, and you've never used Rust for anything before. that sounds. I mean, that sounds like a fun project to work on. I just don't know. I don't remember how to do any of the GraphQL sort of like definers or whatever they're called. Okay, so this gives me a result. I kind of want to unwrap this. I think what I have to do is say, okay, is let okay strength equals this, else I'm going to have to return just an empty one of, oh no, I do want that. An empty one of those. Okay, so now I have a strength, which is an entropy, but I don't really know what that means. So let something equals, what do I have here? So strength dot, okay, guesses. Estimate number of guesses need to correct the passwords. Score. Overall strength score from 0 to 4. Any score less than 3 should be considered too weak. Okay, so I can do score. Score equals that. And then, so I could do something like, I probably want to do like, so let, something like that. What are you upset about? Oh, semicolon. Okay, come over here, recompile, and then I should have a score pop up right here. I don't see a score. Success, success. Why isn't there a score? There is an empty div there. That might be it. Also, I don't need that. Okay, so we can get rid of these password requirements because I don't think these are. This is the password requirements. Mm, uh, 8 characters. At least 8. Really, I want. Okay, at least 8 characters, no more than 64 characters, and that's it. Okay, doesn't change the fact that, did I, so I saved you. Saved you. I would have thought that we have this score showing here. Oh, but password's not being passed in. So it's an else return. So I'm getting this. So do I need to start putting in a password for it to show up? Yeah, I do. Okay. So that's what it is. So So I want to do is say, it's almost like I want a basic one of these. Are we still talking about, it looks like we're talking about Java and Kotlin now? And Rust, of course. I think I saw something about Rust being like using Rust for fast too. Let's see. Okay, so we have entropy here. The entropy. Okay, so this is basically showing like if we don't have anything coming in right now, I need something here. So I almost wonder if I want to set like a proper default. So prop or else attribute value from like a space character. And that should give me a score of 0. No, a space character doesn't give me anything. Oh, because I am technically putting something in there. That's the problem. So okay, so I need the password. I need that. This gives me the score. I need to display the score. There's a way to do like an input or like a bar or something like that. I'm using a lot of Bootstrap behind the scenes. We can take a look at that. I wonder if they have like a loading bar almost. Otherwise, we can just do 3 different colors. So let's see. Not layout, content, no. Probably not a form. I mean, they have the range thing, but I don't really want that. Progress. Progress bar. Bootstrap, you wanted to try it once, but you were too much of a lark to do anything with it. When it comes to front end dev, you're not very good. The thing about Bootstrap these days is that it's not really anything special anymore. It used to be that you needed it for a lot of interesting stuff, simply because it was just, well, it helped you do a lot of things that CSS just couldn't do easily. But now CSS can do so much. So nowadays, I just use it for speed. Because like I know it, but that's not necessarily a good reason to use it. Okay, so progress wrapper. So this seems pretty easy to create a progress wrapper. So okay, so I can do. It's out of 4, so 25% chunks. That seems pretty nice. So then, if I get okay, so I have this U8, and that's out of 4. So I need to choose like 0, 25, 50, 75, 100. I probably could do something like actually just math to get this right, but I also know it's always going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Should I just cheat on this and create a? I can create an enum. So I can do an enum password strength. So this is a private one. Uh-oh. What was that? Oh, I don't have the Grail. Okay, hold on. Let me. Sorry about that, Diablo D3. I have links off because of stuff that is people put in that in the past that was pretty bad. Hold on. There was the link. That one looks fine. People posted JS links. People posted the worse links than that in the past. And so I ended up, I turned it like every time that I turned it back on where anybody could post a link, I'd eventually like, it didn't take very long before somebody would pop into chat and start posting something really, really horrific. Python, goodness me. I wish it was just other languages. I can whitelist people individually. Yeah. I can also how do I Oh no. I'm sorry about that, Pika. Yeah, it unfortunately happens the way I've set that up. It'd be better if I eventually turn like I'm using Nightbot. Nightbot does an auto ban right now, which is that it's its way of getting rid of the link. It would be better for me to implement my own solutions. That way it just gets rid of the link and doesn't ban. So maybe someday. Oh yeah, I'm not turning it off right now. It's just more of something I might do. That might be a project in the future. Oh, I'll add it to my pile of projects. But okay, I'm not gonna worry about it right now. Okay, so password strength. So we want. I'm gonna essentially 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, wait a second. If this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't have to have an enum. Can I do this as a const? Can I say const? These are going to be the percentages. Which is going to be an array of static stirs. Right? They're static stirs. They are. Yeah, even these are static stirs. Okay, static stir. And I want 4 of them. And so we're just going to do 0, 25, 50, 75, 100. Which now that I look at it, that's 5. And then I can just use this as an index. Wait, can I not do 0? Oh, right. Yes. Okay. Okay, so there's that semicolon. Okay, so you're happy there. So now I want to take the score and index into percentages to figure out what that is. So let percentage is going to equal to percentages indexed by the score. But you need to be a U size, don't you? A U8, I can put a U8 into a U size for free, right? So I can just do this. Can I do a U into? No, can't do into. Uh, I can do just an as U size. I think that'll always work, right? Because U size will always be bigger than a U8. So that's not nothing bad will ever come from this. Okay, so that gives me a percentage. And then okay, so we can verify that this is working. Okay, there's our percentage. Okay, so now, oh, I need to recompile over here. All right, so 25, 50, nice. Okay, 100%. So that's great, but I want that to be visual, which means I now need a progress bar. So let's create a progress bar component. It's gonna be in source, not foundations. It's gonna be in elements, which means the other one needs to be moved to a module because it's gonna be made up of another element. Okay, that's fun. Elements, and we're gonna call this one progress bar. Okay. I'll just keep on writing the rest of it. Okay, function component. It's gonna be BB progress bar. All right. What is a progress bar? A progress bar is these two things together. So it's two divs. Just take you. Okay, so it's a div. We have class progress, role, progress bar, aria label. Okay, so we have a label. Um, Ark, okay, you're heading off. Well, thank you so much for the hanging out and coming in with the raid. and have a great rest of your day. Okay, so we have Yaria label. Okay, value now. Okay, value is always 0. Oh wait, value now. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so value, and we're gonna have pub per percentage. Percentage is gonna be an attribute value too. So this is gonna be a props dot percentage. We'll clone that. Value minimum is 0. Value max. Okay, so max should always be 100, so I can leave that there. Progress bar style width. Okay, so then this needs to be so this is gonna be just do the format in here. Okay, so then you are gonna be just this amount here. So this will be that. We'll close you, and then this will be the props dot percentage again. Okay, so maybe. All right, so this gives me a BB progress bar, so we can head over to password strength and then use this here. So we do BB progress bar. We have a label. So this is going to be password strength. And percentage is going to be that percentage. Cannot find what? I thought you imported it. Okay, you're happy. So then over here, recompile you. And let's see how this is. Hey, not too bad. Okay. So some things to fix for this. First off, we're getting an else here. So it's an error right now. Which to me, I probably want to do something like an if let for an entropy. Oh, yeah, I probably want to use an if let for this. So if I do an if, okay, let's do let score equals if let okay strength equals to this. So now I have access to this strength. I can now do strength.score here. Otherwise, the score is going to be 0. Okay, so we get down to here. I don't need you anymore. Percentages We'll grab that out. This should always have it now. Perfect. Okay, so that always has this right here. And then I want a label for this. We already have a label, so I can use the label. I think I can use the label. And I could wrap it around there. I wonder if I can put it in here too. Labels aren't supposed to be used for something else, right? So I have to do something like maybe text. What are you missing? Nothing. Okay, let's see if you're happy with that. Oh, I need to keep on forgetting and have to recompile. Oh, that shows up inside of it. Oh, that's weird. So now if I... Oh, it shows up to the left of it. I mean, that's not terrible. I'm trying to say password strength on this, right? Oh yeah, I'm trying to say password strength that doesn't like that. So let's throw this above, which means I need another div to go around it. Oh, everything's all messed up. I'll have to fix the indentation on this. Okay, so I have password strength like that. That's so much better looking. And then okay, I don't mind that. That looks pretty good. Okay, so that's good. And then if I put in, then the debounce finishes and this ends up there. Okay, so I think that's good. We have the password strength. The password looks all good like that. And then if we head back to our tests and we run these again, I think it should just automatically work now. Nope. Now what? Oh, get by label password resolved to two elements. Oh, right, because I have two. Oh, get by label password because two things have a label that has password in it, whereas one is password strength and one is password. Oh, interesting. Okay. So we have to fix that. So get by label password. I think there's a way for me to restrict it. Oh, I probably want exact. Is it password with a capital P? It's waiting for 30 seconds to see if it can find it, and apparently it's not finding it. Okay, so what happened here? Could not find the password. Now pick locator. If I say, hey, give me that, get by label password. Oh, because it's password required. Okay, fine. Sure. Okay, so search for that. And I probably don't need I don't need this exact to be true anymore because there's nothing else that has that required in it. Okay. So it's trying to put in something that doesn't have enough characters. And so the password strength is showing, okay, you're not there yet. So I need the create account to not be working yet, which means for an input, I need a minimum and a maximum. So I probably want pub min is going to be an option U32. Max will be an option U32. I want to say that it's just min and max on the inputs. So it's min equals props dot min. Oh, I don't need the clones, do I? Because they're numbers. You're upset because option U32. It's not. Wait. It's like impossible for me to read. Let's read this one. Okay, props min. The trait into prop value is not oh, so it can't be a number. It has to be a string of some kind? Oh. Okay, let's convert them into strings. Attribute value from the trait bound iString Option U32 is not satisfied. Oh, but it's because it doesn't know how to do that. Okay, so I need to, all right, so not that. I need to map them and convert. Okay, so I map the object and I take the min number and I convert it into an attribute value. So attribute value from min. After looking at some code, you think you need to learn Rust before doing any GraphQL magicry? It can help. It's like you may or may not need to learn too much code. Like you probably only need to like find out exactly what you need to learn and then just do that. Okay, what are you upset about? Whoa, you can't do it from U32. Okay, so I have to like toString this. Well, if I have to toString this, then I don't need the attribute value, do I? So min, and if I need toString, then we can just do this. toString to string. Now what? Type mismatch. Expected function signature U32. Found function signature 4A. Onto toString. So run toString off of this. Ruben, hello. How are you doing today? Usually you learn things by doing, but low level is a new thing for me. For creating a GraphQL server, I'm not sure you're going to get into like the super low level parts of Rust. Perhaps a better way to think about it is that Rust has high level and low level parts, and it's like think of it almost like a low level language, but programs like a high level language. And I know there's some like technical, like you could argue that C even is a high level language, but let's like set like okay, we have like the spectrum of like the levels, right? And the purpose of Rust is to be able to program something that can run as fast as possible. And you can get into memory management and other stuff, but you shouldn't need to if you're creating something like a server, like a GraphQL server. And there's things like the crate system should allow you to do it almost like JavaScript, where you're just like pulling in some crates and then configuring them, using them, and sort of stitching things together, essentially. Why are you unhappy? So I'm toStringing this. So type mismatch and function arguments, expected function signature, a function U32, found a function signature 4A. Is that the real error? Expected due to this. Found signature defined here. Into prop. Oh wait, no, that's the max one. Huh. Well, okay. I was hoping that I could just toString this. I can toString a number, right? So we can do. So we have the min, and then I want min dot toString. It likes that. Oh, I don't. Okay. Except this, okay, so change that to be to string. Okay, so then over here, I want in create account for input, I want min, you're going to be 8, max 64. Okay, so now if I oh, I thought this would cause it to fail. I have required equals required. I have min. That's not what I wanted. Okay, so MDN input. How do I say what the minimum are? Attributes, I think. Okay, so I have max and min. Oh. I need this to be min length and max length. That was minimum value and maximum value. I want max length and min length. Okay. Well, that's fun. So I want max length, min length. There you go. Okay, that works. So back to testing. Now, it doesn't want this to work, right? How many characters was that? Oh, cool. I can go. Okay, so that was 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that was 8 characters. So that's why it works. Now, I wonder if I should prevent creating the account unless the password is strong enough. Or I just allow you to create the account and I informed you. OWASP, I don't think actually says. Yeah, it doesn't actually say to stop it. It just uh password strength controls to help users create. I could see going back and forth on that. Okay, so I could just go with this for right now, and then we'll let's okay. So let's change our test. So I'm getting a word, a random word, but that just happened to be 8 characters. Uh, I probably want. We'll do alphanumeric. Let's do something not 8. We'll do 7. Oh, and then oh, that's interesting. So that's successfully not set, but it's not doing. Oh, I was really hoping that this would tell me that it's not working properly. So when so I do props is on is valid. We do the timer, and then we emit out. Oh, okay, never mind. It does have required here. Okay. That's good. It is attempting to click the button though. That's the next problem. So we shouldn't even click the button. So put in the email, put in the password. The button should be disabled. So await, expect page to get roll, button, nope. So page that get roll, create account. Okay, is disabled to be true. Get by match requirements, which in this case is now the required is really here. Oh, it didn't like that. What happened? That was too fast. I needed an await somewhere. Effect, await has no effect on this one. Do I need an await here? Oh yeah, I think I do. Await in the wrong place. Oh, okay, there's two requires. If we look at after. Oh, interesting. Okay. Two requireds. Because the email, wait a second. Oh, because isn't this require? Oh, because there's required here. That's what it is. You're right. It is there twice. So, get page by text. Um, I want to see that it's there twice now. So, what are my options? Message. That's it. That doesn't seem helpful. So, get by text required. All right. What can I do to like see what do I want to do here? I want to see that the required shows up below this. So I basically want to see it twice, right? So get by text. Oh, exact. I could do exact. True. That might work. Yeah, it does. Okay. So yeah, required shows up and there we go there. Okay. So if I run you all, all right, passing on all the browsers. Excellent. Okay, so then that should be everything for this page. Which then means for accessibility, we have create account. Okay, so then accessibility test should still pass. Excellent. Okay, and then what do I want to do with it? I think we're pretty good for right now. It's getting close to when I have to stop the stream anyways, so let's go ahead and start winding us down. Zilby, I'm down here. I heard a meow. So Zilby might be wanting to hang out too. Let's go ahead and get some of these things set up. So I didn't make any changes to the database today. YCL is our biggest one, and it's good to go now. So let's. We have some warnings. We can get rid of those. Consider removing static stir redundant. Oh, right. I don't need the static stir on this. It can just. Okay, come on. Can I see what I'm doing? Thank you. I want that to just be a stir like that. Okay, there we go. So you're happy. No more warnings, no errors. So I want add. Oh, you know what else I want to do? Okay, so I'll add both of you. We need to move the password strength from elements to modules. That's the only other thing that we really need to do here. So I'll go ahead and commit this first. This is created password strength and progress bar components. And then I want to move source elements password strength to source modules password strength. And then that's going to cause all sorts of fun problems. So I need to go to the elements mod. Yes, you're not happy. Hi. Zippy, you found me. Come here. Okay. In a second, maybe? Possibly? Hi. Wanna hang out? I know, cat after everybody left. And of course, he sits right in like the blind spot, down on the floor. Let me see if I can. Nope, still blind spot. You almost can see him, but I don't have a way. Oh man, my cable is not long enough. Okay, so that's good there. And then I need to go to. This is going to be modules. Password strength. Insert that. Write all. Okay, so that's happy for you. Okay, so oh, okay. Hold on. If you're gonna jump up there anyway, okay. You're not gonna just jump up there anyways. Okay, hold on. Let me get this out of your way. Okay. What are you upset about? Nothing. You're not upset about anything anymore. Okay, good. So if you're all good, okay, so we moved password strength into modules. We'll go ahead and push that up, and then we're good to go. So I can go ahead and pull request this in. So this is validating input and calculating password strength. Okay. I don't think I have any runs that watch on this one. I think that's only on the main YCL. So the PR, we'll just immediately merge it in because why not? I'm the only one running this project, so I'm allowed to do that. Okay, so then from this, I get the commit hash. We're going to come over here and open up cargo toml, turn that off, turn this back on, and set the new git hash to be that. 10 and 10 GitHub workflow. It's not quite trunk based development, but it's pretty close. Also, it's like just solo me. I do that for a couple different reasons, mostly because when I'm working like short hours, like before streams, and then I go and do something else, when I come back to it, I'm like, what was I doing again? And if I ever decide I just want to restart over, it's so much better than like, okay, I'm 3 commits back on main branch. Let's go ahead and just like, undo all that stuff. Doing Nin, hello. Also, sorry for the horrible pronunciation. Also, cat went away. Okay, so I have you all here. Let's open back you again. So I have, yeah, okay, so I have some things here. So route is declared. Oh, can I do that? I can do that. Okay, so body, I'm not using this at all. Okay, so we'll just do that. Okay, request is not being read. Page is declared, but its value is never read. Submit button is disabled if form is invalid. I think actually we got that already, so I don't need that test. You should make your own GitHub, except instead of Git and Hub, it's just cat photos. How about GitHub, but all the commit messages have to be in the form of cat photos? Next unicorn company idea. I mean, how can this not work? Okay. Fields, these are never read. Okay, so new user, if new user is never being read, I don't need this at all, right? Dead code. So like if I just take you away, what happens? Oh, right, because this is not elements anymore. This is now modules. Okay. Ooh, no errors, no warnings. Excellent. Each commit has to be a cat photo, but the cat photos are NFTs and blockchains. Okay. So I see where you're going with this. You're trying to figure out a way to make it monetized, right? It's like it's not just a project, but now this is something you can monetize. I don't know. What's going to happen when somebody comes up and creates the exact same thing but without the NFT requirement? All right, so what do? We can create an account. We're testing, so tested that we can create an account. Every repo is an NFT and is sold to the highest bidder. How about every commit? How do the tech bros deal with it now? Don't they just get bought out by some bigger company and it's no longer their problem? I mean, you're not wrong. It's sad, but yeah, ads in your commits. Well, I think I like this idea of everybody can like purchase each commit as an NFT, which, bear with me here, this convinces developers to have small commits, which is really good, right? Because you can undo and all that kind of stuff. Uh, and then the only negative is that you're going to have a whole bunch of random people owning all of your code that's not you, but like I'm sure we can figure something out about that. And it would fund free and open source development. This commit, this line of code owned by Microsoft. This line of code owned by, whatever. No, it'll be owned. It'll be owned. Like there'll be NFTs, right? So they're all like every line is owned by somebody else. Well, that's the great. This is the best part about it is that it's not your code anymore, right? Like we're writing. It's like this is a trash fire code, but like there's 30 people that own this, and so therefore let's blame all of them. I don't see how this could possibly go wrong in any way whatsoever. You want to own a commit of like Firefox, print it out and frame it. You like own, we'll like own a commit of like them just changing a letter of something because that was the cheapest commit that we can buy. It'll be like people owning roads. Like have you ever? I don't know if that's everywhere around here. And I don't even know if that's everywhere in the United States, but like some states that I've been in, I've seen that you can sponsor slash own part of the road, and really all that means is that you're paying for like the city or state to like have people clean the roads, maintain it, and that kind of stuff. Is you're sponsoring, you're adding on to it, adding on to it, and then they put your name on a little sign on the side of the road. So that's to me like that's sort of how I feel this would be. Yeah, so like some large number of people that effectively own it, right? So like you have companies, you have individuals, um, and then you can get into wars because like okay, we need to change that line of code because it has a bug in it, but it's owned by somebody else, and so now how does that work? Like their NFT is gone forever. There's an entire thing we can discuss about Microsoft's complete 180 on open source. It's very interesting. But it also corresponds with a massive leadership change. They did a huge shakeup. And that's also when they stopped doing or at least they claim that they stopped doing stack ranking. I don't know anybody in Microsoft that tells me if they still do that, but they wrote a lot in white articles about how they stopped doing stack ranking because it almost killed them as a company. Yeah, yeah, agree with that. Okay, so I commit this, I push that up. So let's get hub PR create. I know I'd create this as testing too, but I want to do each of these testings as its own PR now. So not testing two, this is create account test created. Submit that. GitHub run watch. I do have GitHub Actions running on this for every single one. So this takes a significant longer time for me to get a deploy done. They invented the cloud before it existed, and AWS beat them to the punch by mere months because Ballmer screwed them. And yeah, there's so much going on with that. Oh, the iPhone funeral, did that actually happen, or was that just a weird fake memory that I have? I don't really remember much from that time because I was really avoiding Windows a lot at that time. That okay. The there was so they funeraled the BlackBerry too. Well, that one kind of actually was relevant, but also not due to them. I mean, yeah. Uh, Microsoft here's the thing though. Microsoft can do so much really interesting things as long as they have good management. But that's the thing is like, if you want to do amazing things as an organization, the leadership and management have to be spot on. Otherwise, you're just going to flounder around and do a whole bunch of non-relevant stuff that doesn't mean anything. And then that's the other thing is like, and this is a really unfortunate thing that anybody who has ever run a business or tried to like create a product and then sell it can tell you, which is you can have a product that's far superior technically than anything else out there on the market and nobody will buy it. And it's a kick in the gut when you realize that all this hard work to make something vastly superior than everything else, nobody cares. Nobody wants to spend the money on that because I mean there's so many different reasons for it, but the main one that I learned the first time that I was working at a company that had this happen to them is that the cost of changing from a subpar product to a much better product is almost always more than the benefits you get out of that new product. And it's like, ooh, you have to make sure that the cost of switching is low enough. Oh, you're in that spot. I'm sorry, Diablo. Your downtime over the past decade is lower than ABS. You're not a cloud, and your downtime is lower than the cloud. Nobody cares. They want to give Jeff money. Exactly. Exactly. It's it's a really it's a sad well, that's the thing is like it requires thinking about things from the end user's point of view, right? Because okay, how expensive is it to switch over to this new thing? And expensive is not just money, it's also time and emotional effort. I worked at a company that did cannabis stuff, and I was in Colorado, and we were doing we were building things that allowed the growers to be uh, in compliance with the government requirements for growing cannabis plants. And that's a huge thing. You're fined a tremendous amount of money per plant if something goes wrong. And I was like the thing that we built was like far superior to anything else on the market. And nobody like very few people are switching over to it because they had their solution was sometimes Excel. Like we were losing to spreadsheets, not even another project. We were losing to spreadsheets. And the final thing that I realized was that our clients were just all they wanted to do was grow plants and get high. And that was it. And then learning something new on top of something that worked as far as they were concerned was that's just too hard emotionally to get over. So it's rough. You can't achieve perfection. Excel is perfection. It sometimes feels like that. Okay, so that ran. Let's do GitHub PR merge this in. Yep, go ahead and do that. Bring this up in here. Okay, so then this is now merged. As soon as this runs, It's on the main branch, so it'll also do a deploy for me out. And so then, I mean, I did some code changes. So this will be up on production within the next few minutes. So this is all good. We got everything out there. Let me see. I don't have any I'm following for right now. So let's go ahead and just bring the stream down. Time couldn't be equated to money though, right? For instance, the time spent learning, migrating, whatever is time that could be spent doing something else. The time that's saved from that process is not greater than the time spent. There's very little incentive for it to happen. Yes, absolutely, absolutely correct. It's also important for us to not think of people as perfect, what was it? Perfect calculators of what is worth their time. What was it? It's in the book Widgets, which I don't have down here. It talks about how we constantly forget that people aren't what was it, like economicus, like, hominis or something like that. Um it's the idea that we're driven by like what is perfectly economical. But we're not. We're driven by like we're driven by a whole bunch of things, and not all of them is like it's logical, but only in the context that our brain is right now. And if you're not in our brain, there's no way you can actually know for certain what is actually driving somebody. You can talk to them and maybe you can like figure out and they can tell you, but even we don't know necessarily. Like there's the reason why UX research is so big. It's a kind of a big thing. So yeah, it's tough. It's rough. Okay, so it is 8:53. My deploy is almost happening. I think I'm just gonna let this run off stream and get out there. Tomorrow is Tuesday. My wife has been out of town, but she's flying back in tomorrow morning, and she's set to arrive like late, closer to 9, closer to like right around now. Which means that I may or may not be going to pick her up. I'm not sure what the plan is yet. She might be grabbing like a train back or something else. So I will. I may or may not stream tomorrow. I'm not sure. So if you want, you can join the Discord. I usually just send a message to the Discord if I'm not going to stream, the night before. So I'll know by tonight. And if you want to, here is a link to that. And let's see. Beyond that, I don't really have anything special, so I'll either stream tomorrow or I won't. And then Wednesday is going to be a short stream. I'll start like 6 a.m. and go until around 6:50 or so, because at 7 I have to get up and head off to work, because Wednesday is my in the office in person day of the week. So that's fun. And so with that, hope that you all have a great rest of your Monday. And I will see you next time, whenever that is. Bye. And yes, I will say bye to the cat.